The upgrade devices script starts by examining the output from the fax files to make sure there is enough free space for the new iOS image. It also makes a note of your current iOS so it can make it the second boot system command. The UDFax output option specifies the value of the fax modules to use. The next four options specify the four parts of the device upgrade: the file copy, the setting of boot system commands, the writing of the config, and the reload. You may want to do these parts in stages. Maybe you copy the files during production and then do the boot system commands write and reload after hours. Specify true only for the actions you want to perform and uncomment the reload option if you want to do a reload. The new image file is the iOS to which you want to upgrade. Copy file CMD is the command to copy the file. In this example, I'm using HTTP, but you can specify TFTP or another protocol if you want. The new boot CMD is the boot system command for the new iOS. Here is the 17.6.3 iOS image on my web server. The old image file and free space variables are paths in the fact files. In this example, these are the paths to the iOS and free space on the C1111 routers I'm using in this demo. It is a good idea to pull fact files and make sure these values are not in a different part of the JSON structure for whatever model device you are upgrading. To find the correct values, first open the fact file for one of your devices. Scroll through the file until you find the iOS image and also the free space. Make a note of these paths. The path to the iOS image is Ansible fax, Ansible net image. The path to the free space value is Ansible fax, Ansible net file systems info, boot flash, spacefree_KB. The path to the current iOS image goes in the old image file, and the path to free space goes in the free space variable. Get the value of the new iOS image in kilobytes and enter it in space required. The 17.6.3 image to which I'm upgrading is about 706 megabytes. You might not want to fill your storage completely, so add the minimum amount of free space you want to have after the file copy. In this example, I have specified that I want to have a minimum of 10 megabytes free. Your config register value will be set to the value of the config register variable. The file prompt is the value of the prompt when a file copy is attempted. Let's look at the devices to predict what will happen when we run this job. Notice that Paris is already on 17.6.3. There will be a log message saying this device does not need to be upgraded. The Hartford router is in need of an upgrade from 16.12. The only problem is there is not enough free space. This value is in bytes, so the Hartford router only has about 322 megabytes free. When I run this job, there will be a log message saying that there was not enough free space. New York is in need of an upgrade from 17.4.1. New York also has enough free space, so it will be upgraded when I run the job. I also want to point out that the router's current image is in a subdirectory called subdir. This will not cause any problems, so no worries if your iOS image is in a subdirectory. I will now run the job. Notice New York is the only router in this job. This first section is for the file copy. The next section is for setting of boot commands. Notice that the second boot system command is pointing to the path of the current iOS image. This is so if there is a problem with the new boot system command, the device can still fall back to the previous iOS. The last section is for the reload. The upgrade skips file tells you which devices are being skipped and why. The job looks correct, so I will go back to the terminal and press enter. Between the file copy and the reload, this job will take a long time to complete. I will speed up the video and resume normal speed when the job is finished. I lost connection to the New York router about 4 minutes ago, but it's responding to ping again. Let's log in and see if it has been upgraded. Looks like the upgrade was successful. The boot system commands were also correctly applied. I want to point out that the file copies happen one at a time in succession. The file copy in this video did not take long because there was only one device, but if you have several devices, it could take all night. I recommend doing the file copy separately from the boot system commands and the write and reload as well.